Hey, hello, welcome everybody. It is Larissa and I am at the Briars Resort and Spa and I'm at Jackson's Point tonight. It's near Lake Simcoe in Ontario. So I'm joining you remotely. And this is typically lunch and learn that's done around lunchtime, and we are on European time tonight. So it is 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and it's because I'm actually attending a neurolinguistic programming trainers training. I'm a trainer and I'm an evaluator for the training for the upcoming group, and we are proctoring their exam tomorrow. So this is a really huge privilege that I have to be here, and therefore we are meeting tonight instead of this morning. So super happy to be here with you, and I'm so glad that you're here with me. And basically tonight we are talking about how to boost your focus up to 10,000 times using one powerful tool. Okay. So if you feel like you have so many amazing ideas and just want to try them all, yet you find yourself chasing shiny stars instead of actually making progress, or maybe you can get focused and then the outcome you want isn't quite what you thought you had in mind or what you placed the order with the universe for. Or maybe you keep running into the same limiting beliefs and challenges over and over again. It's like running into a brick wall. Cancel that. And you want to change that. If that's something of interest to you, you're in the right place, because that is exactly what we're talking about. So I would love to know where you're coming in from. So if you're tuning in by replay, type in replay in the chat. And if it's your first time here, type in first time in the chat. We want our team to be able to welcome you. And if you are live, let me know where you are coming in from and who you are. So if you have not given StreamYard permission to use your name, then I can't see your name. So make sure to do that. And I know that some of you do know me, some of you don't. For those of you that are new, I'm Larissa McCouch. I'm a trainer, I'm a master results coach and author, also CEO of Abundance Academy. And we lead highly motivated people through mental barriers into unstoppable confidence, authenticity, and empowered lives. And my team and I, we are here to rock the boat, to shake things up, and to help you stretch yourself to be your absolute best, help you stretch beyond your comfort zone so you can radically transform your life and claim the future that you want, because you actually deserve it. So my mind used to spin up to 100 miles a minute, I swear. And I know that I had so many ideas going on, and I just bounced from one thing to the next. I was always chasing shiny stars, and it was a little frustrating. It was quite frustrating, actually. And I would make some progress and yet not quite find what I was looking for in the beginning, because I kept chasing these things and my focus was split in so many different directions. I actually even had someone tell me that I should drink more alcohol in order to calm myself down so I can get to everyone else's level and slow down how my brain was working. And it's ironic, I don't drink anymore. So I remember trying meditating and really quieting my mind. I did the candle thing. I did the quiet. I did the staring into the rose petal. I've done guided meditations, and I kept persisting because I was really curious to get to a different headspace, yet those things didn't seem to work for me. Now, the past few years, I've acquired so many different tools in my toolbox along this journey that I've been on. And there was one tool that I heard of, and I experienced it in some levels. I didn't really understand it. And as soon as I really started learning more about it, I grew to absolutely love it. I fell in love with it. I actually became a trainer of that technique. And when I really started to learn to focus and bring my focus from everywhere else and increase it and really harness the power of my focus, everything changed. And things started to get quiet in my head. That mental chatter started to slow down, and I was able to receive messages that were really, really powerful, that were really impactful and led to results. And these results happened very, very quickly. Now, this morning, I used this tool and it completely shifted my day. I have good days most of the time. And this morning, I had a meeting scheduled with Dr. Kim Redman. And she's one of my mentors, and she's actually the lead trainer. She's the head master trainer of all the neurolinguistic programming trainers in Canada. And so I had a one-to-one meeting scheduled with her, and I was really nervous-sighted. So I was really nervous. I was excited. And I wanted the meeting to go so well. And so I set this intention, and then I was able to use this tool to extremely amplify it, to just have a beautiful, beautiful outcome. And I wanted that feeling in my belly to just settle down and know everything was going to work out perfectly. And I used this technique, and the meeting was so beautiful. She rocked my world. She was just absolutely brilliant. And I know that it wasn't just what she did. It was how I showed up to the table in order to receive this information. I know that the intention I set really guided my experience of the meeting and my model of the world. And so often we say it's easy to go and expect other people to create your experiences. We actually are responsible for creating our experience. So when I started using this one tool, it really started to change things for me. And it's almost a magic technique. Now, this magic technique that I'm referring to is self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis. It's hypnosis that you do with yourself, to yourself, by yourself. Okay. And so I know often when we think of hypnosis, we think of the stage shows, the stage hypnotists up there at parties and events or at graduations. And it's got a different connotation to it. I know I didn't really understand what hypnosis was and the true power of it until I actually started training in it. And it really was magical. And until I experienced it a few different times. Now, hypnosis has actually been around for thousands of years, and it has its first references way back in 1500 BC when priests in Egyptian sleep temples, they used trance in order to create curative suggestions to help people who weren't able to sleep be able to sleep better. And so, and there's been a long, long history over time where hypnosis has been used, yes, to aid sleep, to deepen relaxation in many other ways. It's been used for increasing immunity, for boosting health, for even, especially these days, to boost confidence and for us to really excel in business and start channeling our focus in really positive and productive ways. Now, hypnosis itself is actually a really credible and scientifically based process. And it's a scientifically based process for creating change at the unconscious level. So at the deep level. Essentially, hypnosis is a state of deep, deep trance. Now, trance is a half-conscious state, and it's characterized by an absence of response to an external stimuli. So often if you have an external stimuli like someone shouting at you, you may feel zoned out. So if you've ever been watching a movie, right? So parents, if your children are watching a movie and you're asking them a question, they are in trance. They're like, they don't even hear you. You're like, why aren't you listening? They're like watching a TV show. They're watching a movie. They don't even hear you. They're so caught up in that world. They are actually hyper focused. And we've all been there where we've turned on Netflix and had to watch the next show and the next show and the next show. And all of a sudden a series is done faster than you ever thought possible. And the question isn't whether we're in trance. The question is, what trance are you in? Are you in a positive and productive trance where you're looking for solutions, or are you looking for problems? Now, with hypnosis, you're able to take yourself from that. When you really learn how to use it effectively, you can take yourself from the problem trance to the solution trance very, very quickly, and hyper focus on the solutions that you're looking for. Because I mentioned two words, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. I'm going to say conscious mind is the thinking, the logical mind, where you have your rational power. And the unconscious mind, that is, I'm going to say heart. That is where, that's where your feelings live. That's where you really get the juice and the motivation. That's what controls your entire body function without even thinking. This is where the automatic response comes from. So the unconscious mind is incredibly, incredibly powerful. Essentially, when it comes to success, when it comes to us achieving our goals and stepping up to a higher level, the conscious mind is the goal setter. Okay, it's a goal setter. And the unconscious mind, it goes under the surface, is the goal getter. Now, what's between them? When you really look at it, there is something we call and we refer to as the critical faculty, which is what it's almost divides the conscious and the unconscious mind. And we use diagrams in some of our trainings for this. And so if you were going to literally split part of your mind in half, it's almost like a dividing line. Now, when you really uncover the power of the unconscious and you get into a state of trance or a state of hypnosis, you take away that excessive thought. So you are actually able to bypass all of the mental chatter, bypass all of the negative thinking, bypass all of the limiting beliefs that you have been consciously trained to do, and go right into the unconscious mind with suggestions to move yourself forward. Now, hypnosis, so essentially the critical faculty, it creates possibility, and hypnosis helps create an alignment between the conscious and the unconscious mind, because instead of just taking everything with a grain of salt, you actually start to invite the suggestions that truly do serve you, that really do focus on what is in alignment with your deepest and most powerful self. And that is so incredible when you're looking to move forward in life. Now, Maxwell Maltz is an author, and he is amazing. He wrote the book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and he was actually a plastic surgeon. And what he did is he used to perform surgery on people, and he was able to notice that some people would have the surgery and they just went off and their lives would change. Others had surgery and their lives would not change. They just need another surgery, and they kept looking for those solutions. And it's because the problem wasn't with their physical appearance. The problem was something deeper on the inside. So they had a really deep, faulty image of themselves. And he started studying people and studying psychology in an intense, incredible way. And he actually stated the power of hypnosis is the power of belief. How many beliefs do you have? Like, what are some of the beliefs you believe about yourself? If you think about, let's say, what are 5 beliefs you believe about yourself? I'm assuming some are true. Maybe it's like, wow, I'm an awesome person. I really like how I treat people. I like how I look in these jeans. And there's likely going to be a belief or so, or 2 or more in many people that isn't serving us. I'm not good enough. What if people find out that I just don't know what I'm supposed to know? What if people find out I'm a fraud? What if people, right? So a lot of these beliefs that we have, oh my goodness, I'm too scared to open my mouth because I'm afraid that I'll say the wrong thing. I'm self-conscious. I don't know what to say to people. So cancel all of that, because we have these limiting beliefs we create about ourselves, and they hold us back. They're like chains that are holding us in place. It's almost like handcuffs that are just keeping us at a standstill. And until you release that, and until you get that out of the forefront of your mind, you're going to keep focusing on that. It's like it's going to stay right here until you choose to remove it. Now, with the power of hypnosis, if it's right here and you keep focusing on it, it stays until you start to let it disappear, let it wiggle away, and say, I'm going to choose a new belief, and allow your unconscious mind to accept it. And Another thing Maxwell Maltz says is there's no exaggeration to say that every human being is hypnotized to some extent, either by ideas he has uncritically accepted from others, or ideas he has repeated through his mouth to himself, or even in his head, or convinced himself are true. And we often have a lot of limiting beliefs that we get, and then we keep them and keep reinforcing them. And what we've got to do is unwind the pattern. And so when you go through a process of hypnosis, I remember the first time I was hypnotized, I was actually in a stage show, and I'm stiff and rigid. I was pulled up, and I'm stiff and rigid as a board, and I was put over these two gentlemen held me up, and I was sideways on these chairs on their arms. And so they held me up while the hypnotist, he actually stood on my belly and jumped off in front of 2,000 people. And it was all safe. And I remember being aware of what was going on and wondering how I was going to be able to make this happen and how I was going to let this happen, because this is not something like me, a 120-pound girl, was used to doing, is just complying to someone and having them stand on their stomach. And I'm not the most compliant person with stage shows like that. And I did it, and I was aware of it. And it was the coolest experience because I was able to allow myself to be so powerful to suggestion. That was my first experience with it. And I've had many more after that. Now, self-hypnosis is not about that kind of experience. It's more about you inviting yourself to start changing your belief system like that. You are going into a meeting. What do you need to do in order to put your superpowers on? Like that. You are going into an exam. What do you need to do to shift your focus? What you want a certain outcome in your business, or you want a certain feeling inside, or you want to shift a perspective. You can shift it that fast. Now, a lot of times people get confused about what hypnosis is. Hypnosis is not a state of sleep or unconsciousness or being gullible or weak-minded or even being controlled by someone else. It's actually an awake state. It's a state of relaxation. It's a state of deep imagination and an exercise for your mind. It's deep rapport with your unconscious mind and an ultimate display of self-control. Now, everyone can, in fact, be hypnotized, and all you have to do is learn how to do it. And when you do hypnosis on yourself, what we're going to do is we're going to teach you the process of hypnosis as a group, what it really is, and how you can enter a state of hypnosis. We do it as a group. I guide you, and then I teach you how you can do it on your own. We also go into how to make powerful suggestions to yourself. And I think this is something that we often forget, is the power of suggestion is absolutely huge. And everything you say is true. Everything you believe is true. Now, in self-hypnosis, you give yourself the suggestions. And so we actually teach you how to craft your suggestions from yourself to yourself so that your unconscious mind can receive them with the least resistance and the most acceptance. And that is just absolutely powerful. Those of you that have said affirmations 5,000 times and not believed them, you're doing it wrong. There is a better way and there's an easier way. So this is also what we're going to cover. And so on August 20th, really excited, August 20th, we have a self-hypnosis workshop that we're putting on. And at the self-hypnosis workshop, we're going to go through the process of hypnosis. We're going to teach you how to do it. We're going to teach you how to do it on your own, and even teach you how to create and craft suggestions on your own. So these are really key elements to self-hypnosis itself. And when you go through the self-hypnosis, you will literally boost your focus up to 10,000 times, because the power of hypnosis is, it is like taking your focus like that of a light bulb and channeling it. So you're turning it into a laser beam. You're taking all of the distractions you have and placing your focus on one specific thing, stronger, faster, better, and more powerfully than you ever have done before. It is a cool feeling. It just gets you from the inside out, and it works. It's fast, it's healthy, it's powerful, and you really can use it to transform your life. You can use it to help boost your metabolism. You can use it to help increase the positive thoughts that are in your world. You can use it to prep your superpowers as you go into meetings, exams, and anything that you have in your life. You can use it to shift your state, to calm yourself down in any scenario, in any part of your life. So if this is of interest to you, I want you to just pop an "I'm interested in learning more" in the chat. Reach out to our team and let us know, because we are holding this event on August 20th. It's a Friday. Okay, so it's the very first time we're holding this particular workshop. We've actually had a lot of people ask about it. We've done some hypnosis trainings in the past where we teach you how to be a hypnotherapist. And this time we're teaching you how to use this powerful tool for yourself. And I know you are absolutely going to love it. It is going to transform your life. So it's a one-day workshop, and we're going to be meeting on Zoom. It's actually by Zoom, so you don't have to travel for it. It's awesome. You can do it right from the comfort of your own home. We are going to teach you how to go through the process of hypnosis. We're going to teach you exactly what hypnosis feels like. We're going to teach you how you can do this process on your own and how to craft beautiful suggestions so that you can step into it with the least resistance and the most acceptance. So you can boost your focus up to 10,000 times using this incredibly powerful tool of self-hypnosis. So I hope to see you there. I am signing off for tonight because I've got a couple more meetings, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye for now.